this episode of Inside the Blueprint. Pointr can help any business create a lasting company culture. We'll visit a company changing the way the shipping industry works, plus a company handling the engineering of some major NYC streets and bridges. How to find quality paint for any project. A new way to use radios for school and community safety. And ways to save money with solar panels. And lots more. In a world where relationships are built behind screens, it's time to use technology to humanize getting to know each other.
We're in a time where there's no time or opportunity to get to know someone. 40% of employees are thinking about resigning now. And only 36% are engaged. You know, human connection is at an all-time low. As a result, creativity and innovation are under fire. There are plenty of tools out there that address the mechanics of how we communicate, how we collaborate. But how do you automate what happens between people? I spent a long time hiding my background. I was a concert pianist, trained at Juilliard. Yet, I defied my loving tiger mom's dreams when I left the concert stage, and to be a nobody in business. That's when I had to dig deep. I had to figure out what makes me different. What were my unique talents that I could bring to any situation? And I found I know how to sell. When I realized that selling is a performance, that set me on a lifelong path. And when I found that the number one reason why a great performer stays at their company, doesn't leave, isn't seduced by another company, is how they feel about their potential, uncapped, unlimited, and the relationships that make it happen. Pointr is a culture building tool, inspiring people to be themselves at work, because what makes us different is the secret sauce to invention. We make it easy to explore our interests, pursuits, aspirations, what we want to get good at, what we value. The big and the small things that make us tick. Take, for example, the ballerina who falls in love with statistics and is then recruited by the number one firm on Wall Street. That firm was looking for the creative thinker in a sea of Excel masters.
Why is it so hard for us to connect in work environments is that there's a certain expectation we all think we should have as to how we show up at work, right? Now, for the past 150 years or so, in the industrial world, we were expected to come to the office, expected to come to the factory, leaving our different sides behind, right? And in a way, it was an equalizer because no one should care what your background is. No one should care what language you speak at home. But the fact is, because you only had so much mind space to tap, right? Our ability to really understand other human beings and then to leverage those different sides was squelched, was constrained. From what I've experienced as an individual contributor and as a leader in some of the world's leading organizations in technology and marketing and advertising, is that the greatest source of innovation comes from your and your team's sense of expansiveness. What Pointr has done is the exact story that I'm talking about, and it's ahead of its time in that it is a digital product. It is a technologically advanced product that really allows us to tap into our sense of humanness and then be able to really connect with others, co-create with others, and do what is ultimately so deeply human.
And what most companies don't get, you can say your culture is authentic and be real and do all that, but it's really culture is really what happens between people. It's those micro behaviors between a person and another that allows that person to be real. It allows that person to be quirky and to shine, to be that individual that they are. And that's what Pointr's doing, bringing that out, making it really easy. We do it through story. We gamify it so that people don't even know that it's happening. We take the work out of getting to know someone.
To learn more about Pointr, visit their website, pointr.co, or watch this segment again at InsideTheBlueprint.com. The travel industry introduces us to new worlds, and the fishing industry brings us food. But who keeps those industries' fleets going?
90% of the world's global commerce and trade is transported by sea. That's just a combination of it being cost prohibitive to fly it, or it's just simply too large or too massive in volume to be transported any other way. So ships are extremely vital and crucial to the world's global economy. Without these ships, the worlds don't run, and without Horizon, the world doesn't run.
Horizon Air Freight was started in 1971. It was an idea that was born within my dad, and he started this company when he was 44 years old. And it was designed with specific intent of trying to support the Greek shipping community. The company grew under his tenure, under his watch, and slowly expanded services to basically be an all-purpose freight forwarder logistics company.
Horizon offer clients door-to-door shipments for them, where we pick up from the supplier and deliver direct to the vessel or to the consignee's door.
Horizon Air Freight brings high-quality service to transporting supplies and equipment to fleets all over the U.S.
We believe that quality is much more important than quantity. We thrive as a high-touch customer service-based company. We're not a small mom and pop shop, and we're not one of the giant freight companies out there. We are like a boutique, but yet able to offer, discount pricing when necessary.
Our clients get the best pricing from Horizon due to the fact that we are able to consolidate their orders, which will enable to be more cost-effective to them.
So there's many components that are involved with transportation, but the last component, which is what we call the last mile service, which includes the final delivery to the ship, is the most critical. To have the capability to clear customs in some very remote countries and be able to make delivery to that ship wherever it's located is very critical. That really distinguishes us from a lot of other companies because we provide that door-to-deck service.
Our technology is user-friendly, and it is designed with our clients in mind. They are able to track from the time of collection to the time of delivery. We show total transparency through our website.
If you're looking for a new logistics company, visit their website, half.com, or watch this segment again on InsideTheBlueprint.com. JPCL Engineering can help with the entire process, from planning and permitting to construction support.
We use different sources to find out about the upcoming projects, and research is a very big part of our process, and we incorporate our findings into the project plans. And usually we get notifications and requests from the customers, which could be like public agencies or the private clients or general contractors or engineering companies. They contact us if they need our services, and we look at the scope of work, we evaluate our resources, and then we decide whether we should submit a proposal or not. That's the process. Customers trust us because we prioritize quality, and we assign qualified technicians and experienced engineers to supervise the project, who are knowledgeable about the project requirements and the specifications. And our customers always get what they expect from us, what they have asked us, and more.
JPCL Engineering can help with the entire process, from planning and permitting to construction support.
We are primarily involved in the infrastructure development projects in New York City, particularly, and they include bridges, tunnels, highways, and also wastewater treatment plants. But in addition to that, we are also working on some very important transportation planning and traffic engineering projects, and they involve traffic signal operations management, and they are aimed at reducing the congestion, fuel consumption, and delays on the roadways. And also we see that they will extend long-term benefits to the commuters.
Their in-house team consists of highly trained engineers, inspectors, and technicians.
Training is really important in our industry because when you hire a reputable firm, you want to have someone that comes out and protects the owner's interest. So the inspection industry and the testing industry protects owners from problems that may occur on a construction job site. We train our people to be able to recognize what's required on a job site and take corrective action by bringing it to the contractor's attention, the owner's attention, so that they can remedy the situation. When you're hiring an inspection or testing company, it's important that you choose someone who's both reputable and knowledgeable, so that they can bring to the table the experience to review what's going on. But more importantly than those two qualities is our ability to communicate with owners, engineers, on-site job superintendents.
The people at JPCL come from diverse backgrounds with regards to their experiences. So there's people who are like fresh out of college, there's people who are like at mid-level, and there's very senior people who have like their professional licenses. And I think when people with diverse backgrounds come together and work in like cross-functional teams, it becomes like an excellent platform, you know, to work on projects that are like at such big scale in the greater New York City area.
I think that as a small firm, we're constantly being asked what we provide that a bigger firm cannot provide, because a lot of the times in this industry, the size of a company makes a big difference in whether or not they'll be noticed. So I think having an effective communication and marketing strategy is actually more important when you're trying to show that, yes, we have the capabilities, no, we don't have as many people, but we have more attention that we can give to each person in our team, and that actually leads to more successful projects and everything like that.
We handle projects in basically 3 or 4 areas. We have from infrastructure development to commercial and retail type construction. So we have projects from city and state agencies, and then we have private developers like Related and Silverstein and you name it, who are doing either new buildings, you know, or renovating and, you know, upgrading existing structures.
So communication is a key, and staying on top of the scheduling and everything is a key to running a successful business here, you know, our operations.
To learn more about JPCL Engineering, visit their website, jpclengineering.com, or watch this segment again at InsideTheBlueprint.com. Choosing paint can be a daunting task, and not all paint is the same.
There's a common misconception that paint is paint. And I think contributing to that is the fact that it's all packaged pretty much in the same container. Everything comes in the can until you open the can. And then you start to see that the formulation and the resins and the raw materials make all the difference. Color influences people and affects their emotions. Where a green is calming and a red excites you, or a yellow sparks your memory, color is very personal.
With stores throughout New York City, Janovic provides high-quality paint and supplies for all project sizes.
Janovic is the oldest operating paint store in New York. It goes back to 1888, has such a rich heritage and history. We've painted so many iconic buildings over the years and been such a part of bringing color to New York City. Buildings like the Flatiron Building and the Empire State Building, and new buildings like the Freedom Tower. We have different demands from different clients that we service. A theater may need a color that has no light reflection. A museum needs an exact color that's behind the Picasso painting that's on there. The hotel is really concerned with the scuff marks that could happen from suitcases going through the lobby. So we adjust to what's the right product for the right job.
knowing our customers well, we understand that they have different needs. You know, our contractors are, you know, they're not just motivated by price, they're motivated by service, and they're motivated by quality products. So we've been committed to listening to our customers, you know, bringing in new products, whether it's high-end German tools or Venetian plasters and high-end decorative finishes. When someone walks into Janovic looking to choose a color, before they come into the store, they usually have a good idea of what they're looking for, but they need some guidance to get there. That's where we come in, to give suggestions, to give them advice based on the experience of our staff.
Janovic has colorists that have been there for decades, one for over 50 years. The dedicated colorists are what sets Janovic apart.
Janovic's more than just a paint store. We have paint and paint supplies, but we also have home goods, custom blinds, tools, hardware, whatever you need for your home decorating project.
There's a rich history with Janovic, and while we respect that heritage, we also look for tomorrow with the employees that'll be running Janovic and the training and education that goes there. We're very much a part of key design schools where we supply color materials, education, we've had scholarships. Color is such an essential part of what we do in our business. We are the color authority, and that's our registered trademark, and we live it every day.
To learn more about Janovic, visit their website, janovic.com, or watch this segment again at InsideTheBlueprint.com. The first two-way radio was created in the early 1920s to help police transmit information quickly and efficiently. But it wasn't until decades later that digital radios changed the game.
Main key difference between an analog and a digital radio is the actual carrier wave that goes over a given frequency. So an analog, when you look at it on an oscilloscope, it does this, like hills and valleys. And when you transmit on the digital side, it's sawtooth, so it's jagged. So what's the two differences? Analog's actual voice going over a given frequency, where digital is the language of computers, it's zeros and ones. So why does that matter? Inside the modern radio now, they're computers. There's no longer crystals in them. So when you operate in the digital mode, you get better call quality and better range.
For over 30 years, Command Radio Communications has been solving radio communication problems and creating work environments that are safe and efficient.
So the catalyst that started our company about 30 years ago was an incident at a county jail. Our founder, my father, Mario, was a captain at West New York Police Department at the time and was one of the officers that responded on the scene, along with several other of the local police departments. And what became very apparent is that Police Department A could not talk to Police Department B on the radio. So it became an issue in coordinating efforts trying to get people into jail and securing the scene. Command Radio has been a Kenwood dealer for the past 20 years, and the reason we chose Kenwood is because they make a quality product for a quality price. Now, one of the unique things about Kenwood is they take all the great advancements from their consumer products line, like the really high-end microphones, the high-end speaker technology, and they phase that into their two-way radio products. So our stuff tends to sound better and tends to operate better and is more user-friendly than our competition. It's a really sad state of affairs in our country that our schools have become a target. Where two-way radios can help with safety and security within a school is it's a unique product. From one person can talk to many. So if they see something, many people are going to hear what's going on to be able to follow the safety procedures within the school. The police department can also be informed simultaneously if there's proper links and a plan in place so that we can get the kids either out of the school as quickly as possible, have them shelter in place, whatever the situation dictates.
The majority of two-way radio in the U.S. today requires an FCC license to legally operate. Without a proper license, you run the risk of large fines. That's why starting with an FCC license is the most important step to any radio system.
The reason for this is frequencies are not infinite, they're finite. There's only so much spectrum available to put radios on. So the FCC actually works as a traffic cop. So you apply for a license for the particular use you want to do, and then the FCC goes and looks at who else is in that area that you could interfere with, because the goal is to keep enough space that people are not interfering with one another, but also achieve folks' goals. At Command Radio, we take care of this for our customers. We go through the whole application process. We make sure that they get the right license for their needs. We do everything custom, direct to the customer's needs. whether they're a school, a police department, a small business like a manufacturing. And the big key of working with us is training. The radio is only going to be as successful as the user that knows how to use it. And that's the biggest thing we come across is people don't really understand how to truly use their radios. And we offer a lot of training here at Command Radio.
To learn more about Command Radio, visit their website, commandradio.com, or watch this segment again on InsideTheBlueprint.com. Thomas Edison's light bulb was one of the first uses of electricity. Today, electricity is an indispensable part of modern life. As reported by the Center for Climate and Energy Solutions, renewable energy is the fastest growing source of electricity in the United States. Eco-conscious companies like CEP Renewables are spearheading the redevelopment of landfills and transforming unproductive and contaminated sites into productive renewable energy sites.
CEP has evolved at a juggernaut pace into a contemporary renewable energy company specializing not only in greenfield development, but also in landfill, brownfield, areas of historic fill, dual-purpose solar, floating solar, in the most challenging circumstances given the regulatory issues that exist as of today. We have several very difficult projects we've done in the past several years. The New Road solar farm in South Brunswick was a real challenge. It was one of the larger landfills upon which solar panels have been erected. That job was successfully completed. We are well-suited, well-positioned to continue this kind of work today and well into the future.
What are some of the most challenging aspects of remediating contaminated properties such as landfills?
Landfills have a host of regulatory requirements that we need to get through in order to get from the point of project inception to interconnection. We have to work with various state, local, regional agencies, and CEP is uniquely positioned to do that, to get through the regulatory permitting process, particularly in the case of landfills. Landfills also have structural challenges, they have geotechnical challenges, they have civil engineering design challenges, and there's liability associated with the landfills. Oftentimes the landfills are abandoned properties, so clearing title can be an issue. CEP has been successful at doing that and has developed a team that has an expert capability in tackling all of those challenging issues.
What are the benefits of redeveloping landfills?
Solar is actually the highest and best use for those properties. They are often not appropriate for other forms of traditional development like residential, commercial, warehouse, particularly in light of some of the structural and geotechnical issues associated with landfills. Landfills are often municipally owned, or they are properties that have been abandoned by private property owners and have not been generating tax revenue, either because they are municipally owned or because they've been abandoned by their former third-party owners 30 or 40 years ago. So they're basically unproductive properties that are not generating tax revenue for the local municipality. And CEP uses the redevelopment process, the statutory redevelopment process in New Jersey, to make these projects transform from barren, unproductive assets to tax-producing, revenue-producing assets that are good for the local municipality, the local economy, and the state of New Jersey by way of producing green energy.
With an experienced team of professionals who specialize in revitalizing contaminated properties, CEP is currently developing the largest solar landfill in North America.
Mount Olive is a very exciting project for us. Actually, when it's complete, it's going to be the largest solar landfill redevelopment on a US EPA Superfund site in the country. It's going to be a 26.5 megawatt solar facility on about 100 acres. We've worked very closely with the US EPA and the NJDEP, and we've entered into a program where everybody benefits by virtue of the redevelopment.
CEP deploys capital where it's needed and takes the risks necessary to ensure that projects move from concept to design to completion.
CEP is really unique because it generally takes on the most difficult sites in the state of New Jersey, sites that a lot of times have been passed over by other forms of development, sites that are very challenging from an environmental perspective. But by doing that, CEP is able to offer a product that produces green energy, that advances the state's renewable energy goals, that supports the local economy, that produces jobs, and oftentimes takes properties that have been unproductive and fallow for many years and creates a productive asset for the local municipalities.
To find out more about how CEP Renewables is reducing carbon emissions and enhancing the quality of life for generations, visit ceprenewables.com. And of course, visit us at InsideTheBlueprint.com. From unique shower doors to beautiful glass canopies, there's an immense amount of time and technology needed to create such beautiful pieces.
When it comes to glass, a lot of the misconceptions often are, everything's cut to size. There's zero tolerances when it comes to glass. So if an opening, or a doorway is 3 by 7, whatever it may be, that doorway is always going to be out of plumb, out of square, to some extent, whatever it may be, whether it be 10 inches, whether it be 1/8 of an inch. And you can't shrink the glass, you can't grow the glass, so everything has to be customized as per the existing opening.
Jerome Aluminum is a third-generation glass fabrication company that handles everything from the measurements to the installation.
Jerome started in 1961. My father started the company. He ran it for about 20 years. I took the company over when I was 23 years old, 1981. And Jerome, has grown tremendously over the last 40 years. We primarily focus on interior glazing for hotels, condos. We've done probably the most high-profile jobs in the city in reference to interior glazing.
With project managers and glazing specialists, Jerome Aluminum can handle any glass project.
As far as shower doors go, for example, we have select, essentially local fabricators that we turn to. They do all the notching, the drilling, the tempering, things like that. As far as mirrors go, we stock ton of mirrors. We have automated cutting tables, polishing machines, drills, you name it. That stuff we do ourselves.
We spend a tremendous amount of time with our customers and building relationships. And it's not just a saying, it's what we believe in. Without a customer, you have no business. So it's easy to lose a customer. It's very hard to obtain a new customer. And we do everything we can to satisfy them.
To learn more about how to get a custom glass piece for your home or business, visit their website, jeromeglass.com. Thanks for watching Inside the Blueprint. For more information on any of the products you saw today, or to find out how to become part of the show, please visit InsideTheBlueprint.com.